Hi everyone, and welcome to today's short informational video on the hyper option strategy. I want to begin the presentation by asking you, how would you like to consistently grow your account with a 94 to 98% win rate, generating significantly above average returns? Well, over the next 7 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly how any trader can blow away the buy and hold approach with a fraction of the risk. And the hyper option strategy live track record actually speaks for itself in this. Over a span of about 5 years, hyper options amassed a 94% win rate, producing 287 winners out of 305 trades, and at one point going an entire year without a loss. In fact, it went 54 winners in a row. Now, we've made a few changes to the approach since that track record, and since the changes were made, we've actually gone on another pretty decent streak of 100% winners on 42 trades. Again, actual fills, not hypothetical. And with hyper options, 2 to 5% monthly returns are not uncommon, and that averages out to about 24 to 60% annualized returns per trade. And last month we closed out 10 trades. We had 10 winners, again, actual trades, for a net gain of 4.41% on risk, and that was in 1 month. Again, actual trades, not hypothetical, and I'll get to those trades here in a minute. Now, hyper options provide incredibly high probabilities and significantly above average returns, and this is a group of a trade sample, if you will, that kind of shows the extremes of the annualized returns. There you can see that trade 9 there had an annualized return of 14%, just over 14%. And then trade 7 had an annualized return of 155%. And so it all averages out. And out of this group of trades, you can see the average was about 68% average annualized return across those 9 trades. And that's pretty typical, by the way. In addition to the super high probabilities and significantly above average annualized returns, hyper options provide a fraction of the risk associated with the buy and hold approach. Our carefully selected trades can withstand huge drops in the market. Many times a stock can drop as much as 40% or more, and the trade will still be profitable, and sometimes way more than that. Take, for example, a recent trade in a very well-known stock, Boeing, BA. And in this particular case, if stocks crashed 50% and brought this stock down with it, a buy and hold would have lost 50%, while our option position would have actually still made 2%. And that's because our strike was 70% out of the money. Yes, that is correct, 70% out of the money, with a break-even level that was right at about a 72% drop in the stock. In other words, if the stock does anything other than move down 72%, from the time that I entered the trade, I make money. That is what is a super high probability trade. Here's another example where the strike is 48% away from where the market is trading at. The yellow arrow there shows where the market was trading when we sold a 220 put in this particular stock. It was trading at around 425, and we were able to sell that 220 put for considerable premium, and that created a super high probability of success on this trade. So if you're not growing your account by 2 to 5% on average per month with super high probability trades, you need to become a member of the hyper option strategy right now. Anyone with any size account can trade hyper options. Plus, it provides super high probabilities of success, as I've already stated. One trade that we took actually carried a 99.81% probability of success. They also generate significantly above average returns, as you've seen, and the risks are a fraction of the buy and hold. And a hyper options membership gives you exact entry and exit signals. You get access to a hyper options trade finder, and you get access to hyper options live trade sessions that I hold twice a month, so you can learn how I'm picking these trades. Plus, I'm going to give you an unprecedented money back guarantee. No one gives this type of money back guarantee, and this is what it is. Hyper options will beat the broad market return at a fraction of the risk, period, or your money back. So in other words, if you take any combination of signals over the course of the next 6 months, and you do not beat the broad market return of the S&P 500 at a fraction of the risk, I'll return your entire subscription cost, no questions asked. And the reason I'll do that is because of the quality of these trades. Now, again, I mentioned last month we closed out 10 trades. We had 10 winners for a net gain of 4.41% on risk. And you can see the list of 10 here. And the risk is if all the stocks that we were in went to zero. And of course, that's not going to happen, but you do still have to count that as part of the risk number. And so if you added up the total amount of risk, if all the stocks went to zero on these trades, it would have been $7,620, and the profit on these was $336 last month. That's a 4.41% return on the risk. And of course, again, the probability of all stocks going to zero is virtually nil. So on a $50,000 account, you're talking about closed profits last month of $2,200 in a single month. That averages out to $25,000 in net profits over a year on a $50,000 account. This is why I'm willing to give you that kind of money back guarantee with this program. And you can become a member of Hyper Options right now at a discounted rate. And again, here's what you get. You get the Hyper Options 3 to 5 signals per week, exact entry and exit signals. You get access to the Hyper Options Trade Finder tool through PDS Trader. So if you want to take more than 3 to 5 a week, you have that ability. And then you also get a 1-year subscription to the Hyper Options live trade sessions. Those are held twice a month. So with the signals, every week you'll receive a file that contains the exact entry and exit signals for 3 to 5 new Hyper Options trades. There's no guesswork or any work for that matter on your part. We make it as simple as possible for you to make money trading our Hyper Options trades. Plus, you get a bonus 1-year subscription to the Hyper Options Trade Finder. So for those who want to see all the opportunities that exist at any given time with the Hyper Options approach, not just our signals that we're giving as official signals, well, the Hyper Options Trade Finder puts them all at your fingertips. And the Hyper Options Trade Finder is where I get the signals. It's where I find the opportunities. So it is a tremendous, tremendous tool. This is what it looks like. The symbol, of course, has been grayed out. But other than that, you can see the annualized return. It's sorted by annualized returns, and there are some tremendous opportunities in Hyper Options at any given time. And again, in the Hyper Options live trade sessions, I actually go through and I show you out of this group which ones I will actually take. And so you'll learn, how I weed out and pick the best opportunities on the board. Plus, during these live trade sessions, I go over all of our trades, open and closed, actual fills. Again, I don't do hypothetical. They're all actual fills, as well as the process of how I determine which trades I'm going to take and why. Plus, I literally hold your hand answering every single question that subscribers have. So again, this is everything that's included in this. Plus, I'm also going to include something that's called the Hypersonic Option Trade Finder. And you'll get a subscription to that as well. And those trades have win rates that exceed 98%. So if you want like super, super high probability, that is what I consider a hypersonic option trade, and you'll get access to that. And I'm going to give you a discount on this, and this is a limited time. The 6-month subscription price is normally $7.97, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a full year for that same price. So I'm giving you a year for the price of 6 months, and you'll pay $7.97, and the money back guarantee is based on that $7.97. Now, I mentioned the hypersonic options, and hyper options provides a whole other level when it comes to high probability trades. If you want super high probability trades, like literally off the charts, crazy high probability trades, well, your hyper option subscription comes with what is called the hypersonic option trades. And these trades provide spectacular probabilities, sometimes topping 98%. So for example, this is by far the best trade that I've taken in hyper options with regard to the probability But one trade that we recently placed produced a 67% annualized return with a 99.81% probability of success. And I did not just make that up. And in fact, a couple of weeks into the trade, the profit probability hit 100% because the stock made a favorable move, and we were to exit with a majority of the profit way early as well. So that trade is now closed, but it was an insane trade. And a similar one is available right now. It's not as good, but there are a few similar ones that are available right now. So trades that have insanely high probabilities of success, those are the ones that I categorize as hypersonic options. And you'll get access to those trade finders. Plus, we talk about the hypersonic options in the live trade sessions as well. So you're not going to find a better option signal service in the industry, period. I'll put my money behind that one. There's not going to be one that has a better long-term track record. So come join hundreds of traders who are experiencing unbelievable win rates and growing their accounts significantly faster than the average market returns, and that's with a fraction of the risk. So come join us. Limited time membership, $7.97 plus you get the money back guarantee. You will beat the S&P 500 over the next 6 months with a fraction of the risk, or I'll return your money. I look forward to seeing you on the next live trade session.